Congress will hold first open UFO hearing in 50 years. I normally don't talk about this type of stuff because it's hard to convince people about these type of things. It's hard enough to convince people about the things that's going on in our government and and the conspiracy theories and stuff that goes on in that. It's really hard to start talking about UFO stuff. But I'm going to touch on this subject because I think I have a kind of unique take on this whole UFO thing, and my view is founded in the Bible. So we'll get to that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this information out there, so we can hit the share button so we can get this information out there. Also subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And check out my link tree that's in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my merch store where I have Let's Go Brandon t-shirts, I Will Not Comply t-shirts. And there's also a link to my mental health coaching and consultation page, where if you're suffering from any type of mental health issues, I could teach you coping skills. I could teach you how to manage those issues. All right, so let's talk about this news. A House subcommittee will hold an open hearing next week on UFOs, the first of its sort in more than a half a century. The announcement was made Tuesday by subcommittee chairman, Indiana Democrat Rep. Andre Karen. Quote, Congress has held a public hearing on unidentified aerial phenomena, UFOs, in over 50 years. I'm sorry, hasn't held, Carson tweeted. Quote, that will change next week when I lead a hearing in House Intel on this topic and the national security risk it poses. Americans need to know more about these unexplained occurrences. Now, before I get to more of this news, let me give you my take on this whole UFO thing. Do I believe UFOs exist? Absolutely, absolutely, I do. It's even in the Bible. You might have heard of Ezekiel's wheel within a wheel type thing. But what do I believe they are? I don't think they come from the expanses of the universe. I don't think they come from far off galaxies or whatnot, because I believe, because if they did come from far off places, you would sense the traffic. Where's the traffic? Then there's another question to where do they go when we don't see them? That leads me to believe they're interdimensional. They phase in and phase out into different dimensions. The Bible talk about these dimensions as heavens and things of that nature. So that's what I believe they are. And so what are these entities that control these UFOs? What are they? I believe the Bible speaks to these two as fallen angels, as entities. So that's where I believe it lies. It's been great talks by people like Stephen Quayle and people like that really speak to these entities, where I believe is biblically founded, from my research in the UFOs over the years. But the subcommittee is part of the larger House Intelligence Committee, which is led by California Democrat Rep. Adam Schiff, who told the New York Times that the committee will hold hearings to investigate the Pentagon's, quote, advanced aerospace threat identification program to, quote, break the cycle of excessive secrecy and speculation with truth and transparency. A pair of Pentagon officials are scheduled to testify at the hearing. Since a 2017 report in the Times about the existence of UFO project at the Pentagon, the government has disclosed a number of reports about UFOs. In 2021, the Pentagon released a report about the UFO program that described 143 sightings of flying objects from 2004 to 2021, some of which cannot be explained. An unredacted version of the report was published earlier this year by the government transparency agency, the Black Vault. And the Black Vault has tons of information, so I would suggest y'all to look at the Black Vault, look at some of the stuff that's going on with that been released in that. But also, I would advise you to check out like Steve Quayle. It's a doctor that passed away. I cannot for the life of me remember his name. If I remember, I'll put it in the description down below for you to check him out also. But I definitely believe in these UFOs, but I believe these are fallen angels. That's what these entities are. But let me know what you think about this. I know it's kind of it's out the norm from what I normally talk about, but I think this subcommittee is very important. It'll maybe shine some light on some of the stuff that's happening. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out demarcrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.